Hey, Mom, do you have a second?
Oh, Tommy. What is it? You rarely text me unless you need something, so whenever you do, I get the sense of foreboding. What? Do you have some bad news to give me?
Oh my god, Mom, don't say that. What, can't a son message his mother? I'm your only child. You should be happier that I texted you.
It's because I can't be happy about it that I am so troubled. So, what's the occasion? I'm sure you have a reason.
Yeah, sorry to ask, but could you lend me $500? Just drop it into my bank account. Money's a little tight this month, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover everything at this rate.
Tommy, you borrowed some money from me last week, didn't you? Where did that all go? Please, get a hold of yourself already. You're an adult now. You have to shape up and learn to budget like a grown-up. I told you that last time was going to be the last time I'd lend you any money, didn't I? I plan to stick with my decision.
I know, but you know I live in the city and everything's so much pricier over here. The rent and the cost of living is way more than it is back home. I've tried to make it work, but it's just not going to be enough.
If it's too much for you to handle, why don't you just come back home? It just might mean you aren't cut out for city life, and that's fine. I'm not even sure you'll stay at this job permanently. What's the use in you insisting on staying there?
Oh, don't say that. I'm not going to give up. I'm definitely not going to quit this job. Not this time.
I truly wonder about that. You changed careers again this year. You hop from job to job a little too often. At this rate, I think employers are going to start noticing. It might cause you some trouble the next time you apply to a job.
It'll be fine. I'm sticking with this, I promise. Besides, I enjoy the city life. There's plenty of opportunities for me here. I don't want to go back to the countryside. There's like nothing there for me. Mary is also pretty opposed to the idea too. She grew up in the city, so she's used to it here, and she doesn't want to live in the countryside. She says there's nothing but old people and cows there. To be honest, she's kind of right.
Speaking of, you two have been married for 3 years now, right? How about you ask her to pick up some part-time work or something rather than resort to pestering your old mother? It'll be easier to live if you have 2 sources of income, right? You two don't have any children to worry about either. I'm certain you could make it work.
I mean, I promised her that after we got married, she wouldn't have to lift a finger. It'd be hard to ask that of her so late into our relationship. It'd be unfair.
But without work, you can't save up any money. You have to be adaptable over the course of your marriage since your circumstances aren't going to stay the same forever. You might have been able to promise that to her at the beginning of your marriage, but now that things have changed, it should be reasonable to at least ask. Anyway, please don't think you can keep relying on me for money forever. I won't always be around to help you. I'm retired already, and I can't recklessly spend money anymore on my fixed income. I need to spend it wisely since I don't have many other sources of money.
It's not reckless spending. Your son is in a big pinch. You should be willing to spend any amount of money necessary to help him. That's your duty to me as a parent.
Okay, so does that mean you're willing to look after me in the future? That's your duty to me as my son. I took care of you for the beginning of your life. You should care for me at the very end of mine. That's only fair.
Well, Mary was saying how she really didn't want to live together with you. I think it's going to be super hard to convince her.
Then work it out yourselves. Leave me out of it.
But you're the only one I can rely on. If only Dad was still alive, maybe things would be a lot different.
Even if he was, he'd be saying the exact same thing I'm saying right now. Don't presume you could have depended on him more than me. If anything, he was firmer than I am. He wouldn't have lent you the money this many times.
But don't you still have money left over from his inheritance?
Don't be absurd. Your father died while you was still in elementary school, don't you remember? It all went into that college degree of yours. You should know that. Maybe we might have had some left over if you hadn't had to repeat a year. Because of that, you made me pay so much more than I expected. It completely wiped out the inheritance money. There's nothing left of it.
The past is the past. Don't use that against me. I mean, I did graduate in the end and got married. It all worked out, didn't it?
It did. And now that you're a college graduate and a married man, that means you're a grown adult. Don't keep depending on me. You're almost 30 years old. I can't keep looking after you. If you don't want to put that wife of yours through hardship and have her get a job, then you ought to get your butt in gear and work hard without my help. Get a second job if you have to. Side hustles. Anything. There's plenty you can do now with all the technology you have. I didn't have these fancy gadgets at my age.
Aw, don't be like that. I'm begging you. You'd be doing me a huge favor. I promise, this is the last time I'll be asking you for money.
And how many times do you think you've said that to me before? It's getting old. You're not making any real promises. You're just trying to appease me to get what you want. Why should I give you anything? Ever since you got married, you won't even stop by to let me see your face. That's the bare minimum, but you won't even do that much. I commend your sheer nerve in asking me for money yet again.
I'm busy. You should know that. I can't do anything about that.
Anyway, no matter what you say, I will not be lending you any money. You still have a lot of other options you could be trying out, yet you're defaulting to me so easily. I have no money to lend to anyone who won't work hard.
Is that right? Fine then. I get it. Man, you are totally useless. What are you even good for?
Hello, Tommy. I just got a message from Mary. What is the meaning of this? I don't understand.
Huh? Oh, what did she say?
She told me to stop harassing her. I don't understand what she's talking about.
Oh, is it because you suggested she should get a part-time job?
That's why? That's not harassment. It was just one suggestion.
What did you expect? Didn't you say so yourself? The reason we don't have enough money to get by is because she has to get a part-time job?
You're omitting a lot of nuance here. That's not what I said at all. My word, she came out of the blue and accused me of tormenting her. It was a huge shock. I've done no such thing.
I wouldn't be too sure. Whether or not a person is experiencing harassment is up to that person's own interpretation. Based on what you're saying, if she feels like you're harassing her, then in her mind, you are.
All I said is that you should exhaust all your options before pestering other people for money. That's not unreasonable. Once you're a married couple, you have to work hard together to make a living. Okay, so your wages are not enough to get by. That's a problem that could cause issues in your relationship down the line. In that case, wouldn't it make sense for Mary to consider the possibility of working to supplement your income? It's not even like I was demanding that of her. I was just suggesting it. Is she really thinking I'm harassing her because I'm daring to imply she could compromise?
I mean, I'm sure you were just giving her a suggestion in your mind. But to her, she probably felt like you were making it all out to be her fault. Hence why she's saying you're harassing her.
I think you could have relayed my message to her a little bit better than you did. You gave her the wrong impression. At any rate, please tell her that I didn't intend to make it out to be her fault. I tried to explain my point of view to her, but I didn't feel like I was getting through to her.
Then give me money. If you give us the cash we need, then maybe her mood will improve.
What? That has nothing to do with this.
Yes, it does. She asked you too, didn't she? She probably asked you if you could give us a little more financial support.
Something like that, yes. She told me all kinds of things, like how I've spoiled you too much, and that's why you keep finding yourselves needing to cry to me for cash. You don't know how to budget?
I guess in the end, it's all your fault. You didn't raise me properly.
This is no laughing matter. Don't make everything out to be my fault. And, to be frank, Mary was the one who decided to marry an irresponsible, good-for-nothing like you. As a mother, I do feel a little bad for not having raised you properly. It's not necessarily her fault that you're loose with your money, and she has to suffer for it. But if I say it's impossible, then that's just how it is. I can't give you two any money.
We can't rely on her parents. They told us they don't want to be involved with us anymore.
Oh, don't tell me you've been pestering them for money too. I can't believe you've had the nerve to do something so shameful. It's one thing to be begging from your own mother, but your in-laws? Truly, where did I go wrong with you?
Well, it wasn't me. Mary did that.
Same thing. You're so pathetic. I really thought I raised you to be better than this. I am begging you, get a hold of yourself and work on living an honest life. If you can't, then you can come back home and ask your uncle to let you work around the farm for some cash. Over here, the rent is dirt cheap and you'll never go hungry. There's plenty to go around.
I'm telling you, I don't ever want to live there again. How many times do I have to say it? Stop trying to convince me. No, actually, I guess it's about time I come home and visit at least. It's around the holidays too, so I'll finally have enough free time on my hands.
Oh my, that's a wonderful idea. Come home and stop by your father's grave while you're at it. I'm sure he'd be happy to know you're back. You haven't been home in 3 years. We have a lot of catching up to do. I also want to have a nice long chat with you about your living expenses. I want to know where that money I've been giving you has been going.
Huh? We don't have to do that.
Well, I'm not going to force you, but if you want me to help you, then you ought to tell me. I might be able to give you advice or help you budget. As a single mother, I have years of experience when it comes to managing finances.
Fine, I got it. In the meanwhile, I'll go and consult Mary about this. I'll see what she says and when she wants to go.
I understand. Once you've decided on a date, tell me as soon as possible. I'll be sure to make all your favorite meals. Tommy, what's the meaning of this?
You caught me?
Don't give me that. This is nothing to laugh about. You've been using my credit card behind my back, haven't you?
Sorry, I just had a few things I really needed to buy. It was an emergency.
A few? You have to be kidding. You can't hide it from me. I took a look at the detailed statement. You've been buying a ton of brand name items and booking hotels left and right. What part of that is an emergency? How many thousands of dollars do you think you've spent?
It can't be helped. One of my married friends invited us on a trip with them. But we're dirt broke, so I had no choice.
That's your excuse for why you went behind your mother's back to use her credit card? Besides, I don't think a trip with a friend is worth doing this to me. If you can't afford the trip, then you just shouldn't go. Is this not common sense? I have the credit card right here. That means in order to use it, you must have taken pictures of my security code and numbers.
Sorry. But for real, we're both really strapped for cash here. And you just wouldn't give us money no matter how many times I asked. I had to take matters into my own hands. I wouldn't have done that if you'd just given it to me.
I can't believe you. I was so happy that you came to visit me after 3 years, but I bet this was the real reason you wanted to come back home. You know, after you two left, I noticed I was missing about $1,000 in cash.
You noticed?
Of course I did, you idiot. $1,000 is a lot of money. I told you, I'm on a fixed income.
But you didn't say anything. I thought maybe you were just getting old and that's why you didn't notice.
You idiot. I pretended not to notice because I thought to myself that if you were desperate enough to steal from your own mother, you must truly be in a tough spot. And I decided that this time I'd truly be the last time I'd lend you any cash. But if I give an inch, you'll take a mile. Even with all that money you took from me, you stole my credit card information and used it to buy all sorts of junk. I won't tolerate this any longer.
Listen, Mom, I'm sorry. I'll pay you back someday, I promise. Oh, so don't get mad at me. Calm down.
No, I am not waiting. You better return it to me now.
I can't. You should know that. All that money's already been spent. It's gone. And if I say it's impossible, then that's just how it is.
Oh, but if you have a job, you can easily get a loan, can't you? Why not do that and pay me back that way? Do you understand just how many expenses you've racked up on my credit card?
$3,000?
Double that. $6,000. That's how much you've spent over the past 2 months.
Wow, really? Shocker.
I am the only one who has the right to be surprised here. No wonder you're constantly running out of money. You can't even keep track of your finances properly.
Hey, that's definitely because of Mary, not me. She just kept buying all kinds of stuff. I couldn't stop her.
What? So, should I be demanding she pay me back instead? Is that it? What kind of excuse is that? If you see her spending way outside your means on things that don't matter, don't you have the backbone to stop her? You keep acting like you have no power to stop her or to have her compromise, but you're her partner. You need to call her out. Either way, someone's going to have to return that money. So, what are you going to do? I'm asking you if you're going to pay it or not.
I'm telling you, I can't. It's impossible. You're just gonna have to accept that and move on.
Is that right? What a shame. I suppose then you'll have to accept that we'll never be seeing each other again. We may have been mother and son, but those days are over now.
What? Wait, does that mean you're gonna cut ties with me?
Indeed. I'm disowning you. As such, consider that money you spent your consolation money. It's the last cent you'll ever get from me. I've already canceled that credit card too, so you can't use it anymore.
It's true that we did something wrong. We really shouldn't have used your card without permission. Oh, but come on, you don't have to get so upset. We were in a tight spot with money, honest. You have plenty of money to spare compared to us.
Where are you getting that idea? I don't. That's why I'm upset at you.
But you're getting by just fine.
That's because I live within my means and budget accordingly. But I saw exactly what kinds of things you were spending your money on. If you cut all of your unnecessary expenses, even you could get by just fine, big city or not. Yet you constantly eat out and get food delivery when you could just cook at home. When you see something you want, you go for it without thinking. It's thanks to that extravagant spending that you found yourselves in the red, you know?
You keep acting like we're spending a load of cash recklessly, but that's wrong. I am working my butt off at my job. At the very least, I want to be able to buy the stuff I want. Is that unreasonable? If I always have to hold myself back, I don't think it's worth living.
Then please, buy the stuff you want that's within the range of your paycheck. Live within your means. Surely not everything you want is worth thousands of dollars. If you want the expensive stuff, you're going to have to save up like everyone else.
How about you? Are you really okay with cutting me off? You don't have my dad anymore, and we only have a few relatives. I'm the only one you can truly consider family. By cutting me off, you'll have no one left. I'm your one and only son. I know you can't get rid of me that easily. You're bluffing.
If you're the kind of son who dare steal from your elderly mother's savings only to spend it on worthless junk, then I'm better off on my own. Besides, what did you ever do for me in the first place? When I was in the hospital, you didn't even come and visit me. There is an immigrant man who recently moved into our neighborhood, and he treated me with much more kindness than you ever have.
So what? He's a stranger.
Do you need me to spell it out? That means, in my eyes, you're even worse to me than a stranger. If you're my son, you should treat me as well as, if not better, than a complete stranger, but you can't even do the bare minimum. In fact, you're just a leech, a parasite.
Whatever. I guess that means you'll be living all alone from now on.
That's right, and I'll do so happily. Now go off and live your own life without troubling anyone else, including me. As your mother, that's the last hope I have for you.
Yeah, right. A person who refuses to help her own son has no right to pretend she's a real mother. You're a failure of a parent. From here on out, I'll never swoop in to save you, no matter how much you need my help. Parents are meant to be used by their children, no matter what. If they don't fulfill their duty, then they don't deserve anything. That means you're completely on your own. Rot in hell and die, you old hag. But make sure you die in a way that'll leave me some money. At least you'll be useful then. I'll never see you while you're alive again. Hey, what is the meaning of this? Where are you?
Excuse me?
Mom, there are complete strangers living in your house. What are they doing here? Who are they?
What?
Do I have to spell it out for you? I came back to your house, but there's a man and a woman living here for some reason. Not only that, but they said you weren't there. What is this? What's going on? If a couple of complete strangers are living here now, that means you've moved, didn't you?
What do you mean, strangers? The two people you see there are my son and his wife. What are you even talking about?
Huh? But I'm your son.
Nope. That man is my only son. I don't have anyone else.
I get it. You want to fool around, but you don't have to bother with the jokes. I'm not in the mood. I'm your only son. There's no one else out there in the world other than me. So I know you're just joking.
What nonsense. You're not my son anymore. Do you remember how I've cut ties with you, right? You couldn't possibly have forgotten.
Of course I didn't. But the past is in the past. It's been so long. I've reflected on my actions and finally got my act together. I'm a respectable adult now.
Good to hear. That's a relief. That was the one thing I hoped for as your former mother. That's nice. Bye-bye now.
Just hold on, Mom. For real, who are these two? Be serious this time.
They're a couple who moved in several years ago. I told you about how when I was in the hospital, there was a man who treated me with considerable kindness, right? That man happened to be married to someone.
That doesn't explain why they're living here now.
Oh, that's easy. They're living there because I gave them the house.
You what? The house? You just gave it away for free?
That's right. It seems living in the countryside was rough on these old bones of mine after all. I decided it'd be better for me to move out to somewhere more suitable for me. That meant I didn't need that house anymore, so I gave it to that couple as a show of appreciation.
Oh, why didn't you tell me anything? What are you thinking? I thought that house was gonna go to me, not a couple of strangers.
What? But you said you were never going to come back home. You didn't want to live in the countryside either. Why would you need my house? It should go to someone more worthy of it. Don't you agree? And that stranger is more worthy of being my son than you ever were. I wasn't quite joking earlier.
I mean, yeah, it's true that I didn't exactly want to live there.
Oh, I see now. You were planning on selling it yourself, weren't you? Even if you had, it would have just been a few several $1,000s. What's the big deal?
What are you saying? That is a ton of money.
As I thought. You were definitely eyeing on my house just to sell it?
Of course not. Don't be absurd. I came home because I was just so worried about you.
Then feel relieved. I've been living in a senior living apartment. I'm living an easy and stress-free life. I'm perfectly happy here. Now you can turn around and go back home.
Where are you living?
As if I'd tell the likes of you. You're a stranger to me, and it'll be quite the nuisance if you come crying to me for money again.
I promise I won't do that anymore. So just tell me where you are, please. The past several years gave me plenty of time to realize how much you mean to me. Oh, you put so much effort into raising me. You're the best mother in the whole wide world. That's why I want to apologize. I want to see you again, Mom.
How about that Mary of yours? Have you been getting by fine, just the two of you?
What is this all of a sudden? Well, yeah, we're getting by all right.
Is that so? Well, how about your debt?
What?
You can't hide it from me. I know you're in debt.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about? What has gotten into you?
How strange. You see, several months ago I got a call saying that you were in debt. Let me guess, you got a hold of some shady money, probably loan sharks. Am I right? You certainly weren't borrowing from a respectable place. Anyway, I told them I didn't have a son and to never contact me again, or else I'd get the police involved. That seemed to shut them up well, because they've never contacted me again after that. From what I heard, it truly was a hefty sum, certainly not one you can expect to pay back within several months. So how about it? How's that debt you got? Did you take care of it?
Well, I still haven't paid it.
Oh, I knew it. So that's why you've come crying to me.
Mom, I'm sorry. Trust me, I decided to work hard and try to make an honest living. But that Mary wouldn't stop her reckless spending, and she wouldn't get a job to help us keep our heads above the water. Oh, it's all on me.
I understand now. You two truly haven't changed one bit. That's embarrassing. You haven't grown as people at all. You still don't have a backbone, and she still doesn't compromise.
Oh, don't say such a thing. We've changed. We've recently started saving and looking up how to budget.
You mean you only now started doing that? It's been years. You should have started doing that a long time ago. You had plenty of chances to turn your life back around, and you didn't take it, and now you're deep in the hole. I also heard some news from her parents, too. Apparently, you snuck into their house while they weren't home and stole some valuables of theirs. You used my credit card and then stole valuables from her parents? At this point, you've been committing crimes. You're criminals.
I promise, this is the last time. I'll never bother you again, and I'll even take care of you in your old age. Mary didn't want to live with you, but if it'll help her out too, she's willing to cooperate and relent. See, she can compromise.
It's too little too late. It's over. You've been spending your money recklessly as always and racking up debt. In the meanwhile, I've been making several preparations to make sure I can make it living on my own. If something happens to me, I have it so those two who are living in my old house can come and help me. I have plenty of reliable people out there who I can count on. I don't need you. You've never been there for me.
Oh, please don't be like that. I'm telling you, we're in a super tight spot right now. I really don't know how we're gonna keep living like this. It's scary. We messed up by borrowing from places we really shouldn't have.
So, that's your own fault. You can't expect to be saved from your bad decisions forever. It's out of my hands.
Please help us, Mom. I'm begging you, please don't abandon me.
As a mother, I had every intention of giving you my unconditional love. But just to let you know, you're the one who threw that love of mine into the garbage.
I'll listen to whatever you say from now on, and I'll never take out any loans ever again. I won't rack up any debt the way I've been doing up until now. I'll work an honest job.
You've never once listened to me up until now. You've always taken advantage of me, promising it'll be the last time, and then asking me for the same things again. Do you think I'm going to be convinced? You've never earned an honest living before either.
This time, I promise, I'll change. I don't have a choice. There's no one else I can rely on. If Mary so much as approaches her parents' house, they're gonna stick the cops on her.
You should be grateful to us. Just like how I let you get away with stealing $1,000 from me, they could have filed a report against you, too. Be grateful that they didn't. That was the last bit of pity they had left to spare you two.
I'm sorry. I'm truly and deeply sorry. Mom, please forgive me.
Mom? Where? I don't see your mom around here. I'm certainly not your mother, so I'm in no place to be forgiving you. I won't ever tell you where I'm living now, and I'll even block you on WhatsApp. No matter how much trouble you'll find yourself in from here on out, I'll never help you, because I'll never see you alive again. After that, my former son and his wife kept bombarding me with texts and calls. But after I blocked all forms of contact with the two of them, all those messages died down instantly. They became completely unable to contact me. You see, I could have blocked the two of them years ago when I first told my son I'd be disowning him, but I think there was always a small part of me that hoped that one day he'd change and I'd get to hear a genuine apology from his mouth, that he'd amend his wrongdoings. But when I got that phone call from the loan sharks that day, it was a huge disappointment. Truly, he hadn't changed one bit. It deeply saddened me. There was absolutely no saving these two. They were beyond hope. But I'm glad I could find the courage within me to cut them both off. I saw who they were and realized I wanted nothing to do with them anymore. There may be some people out there who disagree with me. I also used to be firmly on the side of the child, that as a parent they should forgive and support their child no matter what, regardless of what age they are. But I see no reason to continue taking care of my grown-up son throughout his entire life. And even my love for my son would have never changed had he not acted the way he did. I blocked all their contacts, so I have no idea how they're coping with their situation now. No matter what they're going through and how they handle it, all I can think is that they're reaping what they've sown. Years after they stopped pestering me for money, I found a job that allowed me to work from home. Through that, I recovered all the money they took from me. Not only that, but I still keep in touch with that lovely couple who I've entrusted my old house to. We see each other very often. I never feel alone, and I've made many friends since moving into my current living arrangement. I don't think I have a lot of time left on this earth. But I intend to live the rest of my life to the fullest, spending each and every day laughing with the people I love. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, be sure to like and subscribe to see more content just like this. Also, don't forget to leave us your thoughts in the comments section below. We're looking forward to your responses. See you next time!